But the Hispanic population,
Yeah,
man, they all live together, and everybody that I've ever talked to that rents to them says they're great.
Than you think they got.
Yeah, and because they live together and they pool everything, so they keep large. You know, I'm not saying all of them,
Yeah.
but I mean that would be a great market. Down
Yeah,
there.
that's definitely not a bad idea.
I mean, at all.
Especially if we could get old Jesus.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Hey,
Yeah,
I know a
he's
guy
good
that I did
I
a
hate
swimming
talking,
school
good
for.
line.
He
I hear
teaches.
you. He can.
He teaches at Hickson High School. His name is Haven Kalen, and he went overseas. He went somewhere. He teaches Spanish.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. That's my.
See, that would
something
be-
we might, if we get in a bind with it.
Bilingual people are really coming in handy.
The
Seriously.
only thing he's not bound is kind of sexy.
That's also.
Yeah, he's a little bit over in left field as far as that goes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
But see,
So he is
the
a
same
little
time he's in, that's
bilingual
all
in
right.
his orientation.
But if we get in a bind with it, that might be something to throw a bind.
You'll be in a
jump all
bind,
over it, and we're
fill
not
it
gonna fool you.
But I think really as far, here's the thing, Jeff. If we've got, here's the thing. If we've got getting a lot of response for those areas, obviously we need to target them for sure. If we're not, I'm still not opposed to targeting them because as we do more marketing, we're going to generate leads from different areas. I'm not apt for just going out and targeting a certain area just because we got 1 or 2 leads coming in for that area.
Right.
Now if you're talking about somebody that's got $40,000-$50,000 put down, I just changed my mind.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a case by case basis.
Too.
It's a case by case basis. Now, see, I've heard of people, and I'm not a proponent of this, but maybe, hey, to each his own, right? But I know guys who do lease options, and they're successful at it. And he told me what he'll do is he gets a database like we do through marketing, and he'll actually go out specifically for just individuals and find properties for them. I'm not at that point where I want to do that yet because to me that's a lot of legwork just for one individual unless they've got a substantial amount of money and it's going to be worth the time to do it. But at the same point in time, it's not something that I might not talk about later on. But like I said, if we're generating leads in those areas, even if we don't, I'm still not opposed to targeting them because as we generate more leads, we're going to get people from different counties. But if we are generating a lot in one county, that lets us know there's a lot of stuff. Lease officers are getting hot in this area if we got a lot of response for it. I mean, obviously the results speak for itself more than anything.
Have anybody been to Dayton?
No, we haven't done anything in Dayton.
A lot of the area we've targeted, here's what we've done a lot of. We've done a lot of Athens, Cleveland, done quite a bit Chattanooga, some Charleston, and that Georgia.
Trader's where he picked
Massive.
Yeah,
Fort Oglethorpe.
the trader.
That's where those Georgia 706 numbers and different.
They're starting to get on to us though.
I know, we're
Traders
gonna
starting to get on to us.
What did they
I
say?
think the trader days are about over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cool out on the trader for a
We're
while.
stopping for
Yeah.
a couple weeks on
Yeah,
that. But
well, and see, I've got one of my own houses that I own in the trader this week. I went ahead and put my ad in yesterday because I really need to run it.
yeah.
But she just said, yeah, we noticed you're running ads, and I said yes, and she said, do you personally own this home? And I said, yes, I do. And she said, so you own this home? And I said, yeah, I do. I said, I can give you directions to it. I pay the monthly mortgage payment on it. I
Okay.
own that home. So,
Well, here's
Donna gave me the heads up, and they called me right after that, so I didn't answer.
What we're gonna have to do, obviously we'll take a couple weeks off from it, and then I think it's the large number of ads we're running because we're running quite a bit,
I'd say
and then maybe just run 1 per person instead of 2 or 3.
Well, here's what we can do also. What me and Jonathan have talked about, and I said something to Dad earlier today. We've talked about getting a prepaid cell phone, and trying to get the number set up to where it's like 284 quick or 284 buy one or something easy that we can put on the sign. So even if you're driving by a sign quickly, you're not at an intersection, you'll see it down at the bottom and it'll be easy to remember.
Well, we're gonna use the 800 number though right now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we could do that and put that in the trader.
Yeah,
Because you
okay,
can't
so-
put an 800 number in the trader. You put that in the trader and use that as, we can
Just
just
to
put
catch
one,
phone calls.
yeah, we can put one number in there and we could just use that as basically an answer machine or whatever.
Yeah, because even 1 or 2 ads will generate a ton of calls. I mean, we're
I've
generating.
got all those calls from one ad. That
Oh, yeah.
It's like
4-2
40
house. I got all of them.
Yes,
from
Rob.
that.
How late at night are you calling these people?
I don't usually call after 9. Sometimes I
Okay.
go 9:30 at the
Okay.
latest, but that's
I
just
want-
my rule of thumb.
Yeah.
okay,
I
now
wouldn't
back,
want to make nobody mad.
Yeah. Yes, Donna.
now back to Dalton for a minute.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what I'm thinking, and tell me if you think this is correct or not,
Okay.
is I'm assuming that probably most of the homeowners in Dalton would speak English. but most of the tenant buyers would speak Spanish.
Yeah, I would
Yes,
agree with that.
I would think that's probably true.
Okay, so on our house finder signs, we could put those in English, and Jeff and Ben can do the midnight train down to Dalton. That's what I'm calling them. And then we can set it for Jesus or somebody else, then once we
Yeah.
round it up, after we rounded up the houses to handle the tenant buyers in Spanish.
I think that's fine.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, that sounds, because that makes sense to me that would be the case probably. Obviously, I mean, results will tell, time will tell. I mean, we may say, hey, we need to change the other one to Spanish too. I don't know.
If we wanted to get really crazy, we could just put, can't make your mortgage payment, and then below it, su casa no mas, whatever,
right.
put that in Spanish,
Yes.
and then put the number below it, free recorded message and the number.
Yeah,
So you can
that's
show
a
that
good
you're
idea.
bilingual, and you could hit.
Signs, by the
That may
way.
be-
Yeah.
That's true.
Signs, by the way.
That's a,
Yeah.
well, that would definitely grab somebody's attention too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's true, that's a good idea.
But yeah, but like back to, you know, I think basically what we're going to focus most of our marketing on right now is generating homes, because we're generating a ton of people wanting them, which we have to have that part too. But again, this is just not, I'm not saying it's trial and error, because I don't want to try and error. I want to learn from what other people have already achieved. But at the same point, there is going to be a little learning curve and a little trial and error as far as, you know, doing all this, you know, because I didn't know that it would be easier to find the people than it would be the houses. And obviously, you know, after doing some time, seeing some results, it did. But again, like I said, you've got to have both sides of it, because we're putting people together. We're putting people, this person with this person, just like we do in the mortgage industry. We're not the lender. We work with the lender. We pair the lender with the borrower. Same concept, you know. All right. What I'm going to do, we had kind of, me and Jared talked about, and I know we called Ben and Don and kind of talked about some stuff. I know, Jeff, that you're probably apt about repairs and stuff like that, very much being in the industry that you are, selling building materials. Rob, I know you are. I know the two of y'all are still at sometime towards the end of the meeting. I like y'all to kind of get up, like you were sharing with us, some things to look for, you know, when you're going in and looking at repairs, because I know Reggie probably doesn't. I don't know if you have any home building experience. Okay, I mean, if nobody else for him, but I mean, it'd be good to have that, because we'll get it on video,
Yeah.
and then Jared and then can watch it later. Because I want to, as soon as possible, get y'all to the point where y'all can go look at houses and stuff, because that's going to make you more valuable anyway, and that's going to just be one more thing that increases your knowledge. And again, a lot of y'all may know how to do that, but it's one thing to go in a house and say, okay, this needs this much in repairs, but it's another thing to say, how do I find out fair market value of the house? How do I tell from what the seller's telling me if they're really motivated? How do I do this and this and this? You know, we are problem solvers in this business and what we're doing in investing. You know, the people have a problem, and I told you it goes back to the two key things of whether it's a deal or not. It's either a motivated seller and or a distressed property. You can have one or the other, but if you've got both, you've got a great deal more than likely. You know, because it's the whole concept of if somebody's in perfect financial situations, the life is perfect for them, their house is in tip-top shape, there's no reason for them to do anything like this. You know, there's no reason for them to be creative. And it's not that we're preying on people that are in bad situations. We're helping them out. We are coming to take a burden off of them that was there prior to, and at the same time make money for us, creating a win-win situation. You know, it doesn't get any better to do better than that in my mind. So at kind of towards the end, I'm gonna have them do that. What I've got here, and I should have made copies. Will you go make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Make a copy for everybody. I'm gonna have him. That's Jared. Followed up with a couple leads and some houses that we had given him last week, and I'm gonna give you all a copy of each of these. And I haven't talked to the people, so I can't say I know 100% sure. But if I remember right from when I looked at them, they don't look like they're a deal. Jared didn't understand they were a deal, and that's fine because he's not been trained yet to know the way they are a deal. But I want to kind of tell y'all what. When I look at the numbers, because I think I told y'all last week, and this is true, you've got to learn to read the numbers and what they mean. And I'm not talking about mathematical equations. I'm talking about you got to know, okay, this is this person's got a first mortgage of $130,000 or a mortgage of $130,000. The value is $180,000. We've got $50,000 equity there. They want to sell it for what they owe. That's a good deal. What tells that? The numbers. The numbers is what tells you the story. So we got to figure out the story that's behind the numbers. And I'm going to get on here in a minute and show you how to find property values online for free, so you can get a rough estimate of what a valuation might be. But at the same time, we've got to take into consideration what I'm going to show you might be a value. We got to take into consideration we are in a slow real estate market. To sell properties fast, there's got to be incentives on the buyers and that would buy it from us. Okay, we got this first property, and I'm gonna sit down. Well, I'll keep standing since you got that.
Here, I'll fix it for you.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down for a second. This first property, these are two that Jared called on. It's 2280 Robin Hood Drive. I think that's off Mouse Creek, which is a very, that's a very good area. I mean, it's not like upper class neighborhood, but your average working class, 100 to 100. Most homes are going to be 100 to 180,000.